Watching people as they embark on their first developments is both exciting and entertaining, but catching up with them a few years later to see if they're still making all the same mistakes is even better. Kim Maoate's first property development was a baptism of fire. She bought this terrace property near Swansea in Wales before she'd even seen it, and then spent a very hairy 3 months trying to turn it around. That was 18 months ago, and since then, Kim has taken on 5 different properties, investing nearly £400,000. But even 5 developments doesn't make you an expert. And how much was your budget initially?
Initially, it was about 20,000.
What did you end up spending?
Well, with fees, I spent about 42. So I'm still making huge mistakes.
When Kim started looking for her first development, South Wales was a real property hotspot. She was hoping the buoyant market would be a springboard for her new career as a developer. Her first property was in the small town of Neath in Wales.
Hello. So this is the rather hideous house.
Actually, that's really awful to say, isn't it?
This is my house, Sarah.
This is your lovely house you bought to develop. How much did you buy it for?
27,500.
It's the sort of house you can find in every town across the country. The outdated layouts make them popular with developers. Upstairs, there are 3 reasonably sized bedrooms, but no bathroom and no loo. Downstairs, there's a main reception room at the front with a second sitting room directly behind. In the back addition, there's a 3rd reception leading through to a tiny bathroom. The kitchen is in the lean-to tacked onto the side. And so how long are you planning to do this up for?
Well, I've got about an 8-week time frame, really. I originally thought sort of between 6 and 8, but I think realistically we're going to hit towards the 8. The major work needs to all be done in about 5 weeks' time.
It's important to set yourself targets, but they must be realistic. There's an awful lot to do here, and I think getting it finished and back on the market in 8 weeks will be pretty tough. The house hasn't been refurbished for over 30 years, and everything needs doing, including rewiring the entire property, laying a concrete floor, a new bathroom, new kitchen, damp work, plastering, new ceilings, and extensive redecoration. How much are you planning on spending doing it up?
Budget's about 11.5. Yeah.
And you hope to sell it for how much?
I'm hoping to sell it for about 52.
Right.
Which I know is pushing the market. That's going to be really... That's an absolute top end.
That's fantastic, 25%. If you can stick to the 11,000, 25% profit is extremely... I mean, it's double what most people are getting at the moment, so...
Yeah. That's the other reason it's coming out here, though. Do a profit like that anywhere else.
If she can pull it off, it's a great return for 8 weeks' work. Kim bought the house for £27,500. Her budget is £11,500. If she can sell for £52,000, it would give her a gross profit of £13,000 less fees. But this is going to take an incredible amount of work, and I'm not sure Kim's realised quite what she's let herself in for.
I'm just going to put up plasterboard all over them and then paint it all over again. So
you're going to plasterboard on top of the existing walls?
Yes.
Why?
Because I refuse to pay a plasterer. Because I think they're too expensive, and I was told that apparently if you take off the wallpaper, which because there's so many layers underneath there, the whole wall could come down. As in the, do you know what I mean? Like it'll be all crumbly, and I'll have to get a plasterer in. So I'm going to leave it on.
If you strip it off, you may lose some plaster, but you may get away with a lot of the walls.
Really?
And you'll end up with a much better finish and lots of filling and sanding. You are going to have to get some replastering done, probably.
Mm.
But I don't think you have an option, really. I'm worried that Kim's lack of experience could put this development in danger. She's got nothing in her budget to pay for a plasterer, and it doesn't stop there. There's just £150 for the rewiring, £700 for all the plumbing, including the central heating, £130 for the garden, £6,080 for all the building and damp work, £1,300 for decorating and carpets, £1,500 for the kitchen, £550 for the bathroom, and just over £1,000 as a contingency, making a total of £11,500 plus fees. Kim's got big plans on a little budget, but I'm not sure she's thought all of them through.
The bathroom's downstairs at the moment, and I wanted to bring it upstairs, but I didn't want to lose the bedroom. So I wanted to split this bedroom in half and make quite a small single room. Put in a doorway in here.
In there?
Yeah.
So that would be, but that's going
Tiny
to
bathroom.
be very close to the stairs,
Yeah.
which is a problem. You can't have a doorway that opens immediately so that people can fall downstairs.
All right.
So tell me what else. So you were going to then put a bathroom in here?
Yeah, I
were you?
was.
And with a bathroom and basin?
No, actually, I was going to put the toilet out on the landing because I think it's too small to fit a toilet in here.
This isn't a great idea. It'll make the hall pokey and it'll be very difficult to run the waste. When moving bathrooms and loos, if you're inexperienced, it's best to talk to a plumber as early as possible before you waste time and money on a layout that won't work. Why are you so determined to keep 3 bedrooms?
I just think this, I think for the price I'm going for, the 52,000, and I need 3 bedrooms for it. I just don't think I'm going to get anywhere near that for like 2 bedrooms.
The problem is, Kim bought the house without seeing it and paid too much. Now she's got to keep 3 bedrooms and squeeze in the bathroom upstairs to stand a chance of making money. But she's also got to do a lot downstairs. At the moment, there are 2 reception rooms at the front. At the back, there's a tiny bathroom which she intends to turn into a small utility area. A lean-to housing the kitchen that's being knocked down, and a 3rd reception room which will become the kitchen diner. Who are you marketing your house towards?
I think because of the price range, it's going to be first-time buyers, really. And also, this area is, because it's so flat for people to walk underneath, a lot of old people, or elderly people, have actually sold their properties on the hills and moved down to these streets that are in the town. So I'm going to try and market it to them as well.
Most elderly people would rather, if they're going to move to a retirement house, they're not going to want it upstairs. It's crucial to do your homework and get your marketing right. Most of the people buying in this area are young couples and starter families. Kim really has got her work cut out. There's so much to do and on such a tight budget. But one thing about unmodernised houses is that you never know quite what you'll find.
Look! Oh my gosh!
Cool.
Oh, do you know how excited I am? It's so expensive to buy. Oh, I'm so excited. It's really cool.
But a week later, when Kim calls in as a local agent for more advice, the news isn't quite so good.
Hello there.
Nice.
Rob Morgan.
Oh, good. Nice to meet you. Come in.
You're probably looking at mid 30s, possibly going into the 37.
Goodness me.
Kim Maoate bought this terraced house in Neath 18 months ago. It was her first property development, and she poured all her savings into it. Kim spent £27,500 without any idea of what was wrong with the property, what it would cost to put right, or whether the final sale price would be high enough even to cover the costs of the work. Kim needs to sell the house for £39,000 just to break even.
Do you think that if I had a 2-bedroom in a really, really nice, absolutely pristine condition, that it could sell?
Not at the
Close to the
money
50s?
that you're looking for.
No?
Unfortunately, not in the area that we're in.
Right, okay.
No.
What do you think that a 2-bedroom would go for?
2-bedroom, we're probably looking at mid 30s, possibly going into the 37.
Goodness me.
Yeah.
I really can't sell for that then.
I think a 3-bedroom is very popular for this area.
Right, okay.
And I think you're going to get better returns on your investment if you go on with a 3-bedroom.
Okay.
If Kim had researched the property before buying it, she'd have discovered that it was too expensive to do all the work and still make a profit. She's determined to get a bathroom in upstairs, but if she loses a bedroom, then she also loses a lot of money.
What I was thinking of doing was putting in a partition wall here, okay, and having this side as the bathroom, and then this side would be a really, really small single.
Very small.
Yeah. That was kind of my sort of idea. And a doorway in here.
Probably better options than that, I'd have thought, in this house.
I am really confused, and I think that I probably need to spend the night kind of thinking about it, because I have to make my decision by the end of this week.
Even though Kim hasn't decided about the layout, her tight schedule and tiny budget mean she has to get started. In just 5 weeks and on a budget of £11,500, she wants to transform this exhausted shell into a modern townhouse. But I don't think she realises just how tough it's going to be.
I think the 5 weeks to get the major work done, as long as I crack on, it's not a problem.
Kim's trying to keep costs down by doing as much of the work as she can herself, even though she's never done anything like it before.
I'm not like some people where I get satisfaction out of DIY, because I don't. I just see DIY as a necessary evil to be able to have a good price.
To save money, the plumbing and electrics are supposed to be being done by a friend, but days after starting, he's still not here. Getting friends to help can save you money, but you should always allow for paying a professional in your budget just in case things go wrong.
Well, what about next weekend? All right, no, don't worry. I'm sure I'll sort something out. But yeah, okay. All right, thank you. Bye. Oh.
Kim's only 2.5 weeks into her project and her budget is out of control. The plumbing alone could cost £1,800 more than she budgeted for, which is a big chunk of her profit.
It's been a bit of a nightmare actually finding a plumber, but I shall keep trying because I need one. Hi, I need my property.
The one good thing that falling behind on the job has meant is that Kim hasn't had to decide what to do with the bathroom. But with a plumber finally booked, she can't put it off anymore. Getting this right will make or break this development, but I think the answer is in another house just down the road. I brought you here because this is a really good and successful example of where somebody has actually divided a bedroom upstairs into a bedroom and a bathroom to get the bathroom from the ground floor to the first floor. And this looks great, don't you agree?
It does actually, and it's a great size as well. I would like to do something like this, but it's just kind of finding a place to put it really.
You've got to get 3 bedrooms in your house.
That's a good point.
And maybe the only solution is to chop the front bedroom in half.
No, I agree, yeah. I mean, I think it's just a case of looking at practicalities of it, seeing where it can fit, and kind of go from there. I think it's going. The bathroom, where the bathroom goes, is actually just going to be governed by sort of size and where it can fit. Actually,
there is a downside. Running the waste pipe is not simple. Kim will need a special macerating loo, which may put buyers off. So she leaves making the decision and gets on with the stripping.
That's a nice bit of plaster work there, isn't it? Just put out some more wallpaper. Just hold it in. If it falls down, don't worry about it.
From day one, Kim's been determined not to replaster, but I think this is a real mistake. If she wants to stand a chance of getting her ceiling price, the finish has to be as good as possible. Anything else can lower the price. After 5 days stripping wallpaper, Kim finally accepts she's going to have to get some replastering done.
By the time I'd costed the materials and the time it would have taken me to work out actually how to do it and then do it, I might as well have just had a plasterer in that time. I think it's going to cost me about £1,500.
But when the plasterer arrives, Kim discovers it's going to take more than a little patching.
Is there any way around it at all? I mean, are they that bad?
They are bad. They'll come off.
Yeah?
Yeah, they need to come off, yeah.
What, hack off the plaster off all of the walls? In every room?
And the ceilings are in a bad way as well, so they got to come down.
And the ceiling?
And the ceilings, yeah.
Anything else?
That's it, like.
Oh my goodness, there wasn't anything left after that. Oh no, that's a nightmare. How much is that going to cost me? Because obviously you've only quoted me on skimming.
About £2,000.
That's going to really affect my budget.
Developing is really tough, especially when it's your first project. Kim's trying to project manage this herself, but she's not sure what order to do the work, or really even what work has to be done. I only hope I can be of some help sorting out what she needs to do.
My motivation's actually waning at the moment.
Is it?
Yeah.
The thing is in the middle of a job, that does tend to happen, because there's great gusto when you kind of rip it all apart. But actually, then you get to the middle and it's kind of standing still, and it's quite depressing at that stage.
My budget's actually in fact, I don't really have a budget anymore. It used to be a budget. Now it's just what I'm spending.
If you take your initial budget of how much you thought you were going to be able to sell the house for, it gives you just over £10,000, £11,000 plus a bit profit.
Right.
Now, considering that it took you 3 months to find it, it's going to take you at least 2 months to do the project, and it could take 4 or 5 months easily to sell it. That's nearly a year. That's £11,000, and you've left your job, and this is full time. £11,000 is not very much money to be earning in a whole year, considering the risks you're taking. Can you live off £11,000 a year?
No.
You can't.
No, I could try.
Property developing can be a great way to make money, but it isn't easy. And one of the biggest mistakes is to overestimate just how much you can do yourself.
I'm not a skilled labourer, worker, builder, whatever, and so I shouldn't actually be doing the stuff that I'm, to be honest with you, not very good at. It's not really. So it's a lesson learned for next time.
Cool.
Yeah.
But you haven't been put off?
No, I haven't. No, I
Not
just
so
know.
far.
I just know that I'm not going to do these things again. No, I won't
Good
be
for
put off
you.
then.
After a day away from the development, Kim wakes up clearer about what she's got to do, including moving the bathroom.
I've put a lot of thought into what I'm going to do with that bathroom. I've listened to Sarah's advice, and I'm going to split the master bedroom at the front into a bedroom. A bedroom and a bathroom.
Even though work starts up again, Kim's inexperience is beginning to cause problems with the builders.
There's a few things that she could have done a bit differently.
What is it? 9.5
For what now?
plasterboard.
12.5. Oh,
No, I've got 9.5. Yeah.
I've got 9.5 thin stuff.
Yeah. Is that? Oh no, is that really bad?
Yeah. It's a bit hard work doing the petition in the front room because there's rubbish everywhere. Because Kim's very untidy.
What was that about
Messy plasters as usual. And she didn't buy enough wood, so I had to come back and do it again.
I must have got 2.4, 3 metre and 3.6.
On the wrong size.
How do I do that?
She's doing things back to front.
I see what you mean, all the nails on the ceiling.
Yeah, because you plastered before.
Yeah,
Stone numbers gone up.
that's my fault really. I should have known. I should have said. I'll know next time.
All we need now is the size of this bathroom.
So?
She should have gutted the house first, and then done a stud work, a door linings, a plasterboarding, first fix plumbing and electrics, and then she can go into a skirting, doors, things like that. If she'd had one person which knew what they were doing in sequence, she would have saved a lot more money and a lot less stress.
No, brilliant. Thank you very much. That's really, really good.
I think she's going to be a bit overcosted, but bit of luck, she'll finish it in time.
I think it's going to need more than a little luck. She's 7 weeks into an 8-week project, £2,000 overspent, and she's fallen out with the builders.
I'm absolutely furious that you would actually not have the decency to call me.
Kim Maoate had always dreamed of becoming a property developer. I first met her 18 months ago when she was just starting out on her first property. 6 weeks in, and things weren't going according to plan. Her budget was out of the window, and her plasterer had vanished too.
This is a problem I have. These walls have looked like this with no plaster on them for, about 5 or 6 weeks now. And I don't know whether it's a big job or not, and how long it's going to take them to do it, but I just need them to start, as soon as possible. I've just got in after thinking my plasterer's been working for the last 2 days, and he's left me a note on a little bit of plasterboard to say that he's not going to finish the job. It all now makes perfect sense. He didn't want to start the downstairs, probably because it's too much hard work. He's just mucked me around so much over the whole thing. I'm so furious with this, actually. I'm just going to call him. It's Kim here. Look, I've just got in, obviously, after a couple of days, thinking that you were happily working away, to find a rather pathetic no. I'm absolutely furious that you would actually not have the decency to call me. We're now midway through a week, and I could have actually had a plasterer organised. You should have just been upfront and honest and said, okay, thank you, bye. Answer phone.
Losing her plasterer 8 weeks into the project is a nightmare. He said he hadn't done downstairs first because it wasn't ready, and he'd left because Kim was doing things the wrong way around, and the job was different from the one he'd agreed to.
The only thing I'm really worried about, actually, is that they're really busy at the moment, and that you have to put them so far in advance, and if I want one to start within the next week, it's going to be, pretty slim chance, to be honest, so may as well just start with A.
This is another setback Kim really can't afford. She's given up her job, remortgaged her home, and is commuting 170 miles to make this work. But every day the development isn't finished, it eats into her profits. But Kim knows she has to make it work, and a week later the new plasterer gets going downstairs. And with the end hopefully in sight, we head for the shops to try to find the perfect kitchen for Kim's modern family home. So what sort of budget have you set aside for the kitchen?
It's about £850.
Right.
Or at the moment it's about 2p. That's all that budget for.
But it's going to be £850.
Well, yeah. That's pretty much just what I'm looking for.
That would be great, except without the glass, I think.
What do you think?
You don't like the glass? You like the glass?
Yeah,
no, it's not so good.
And I don't like the handles either.
No, I'd agree with you. But the actual style is quite neutral and probably is right for your market. Developing is not about making big personal statements, and Kim's got it just right with a classic neutral style that shouldn't alienate anyone.
We have 200 or 300 units,
Yeah.
the sink unit, and then the drawer unit.
Right.
Would you like to see this in coloured as well?
That'd be great, yeah.
Okay. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, always happy to spend money.
Normal delivery takes around 10 days, but
Right.
with the kitchen size that we have here, I dare say we could get it off the shelf for you.
It's now 9 weeks into the project. The outside of the house is being rendered, and 3 weeks after ordering it, Kim's new kitchen is due to arrive.
Hello? Oh, you're supposed to be delivering it tomorrow, yeah? Well, that's... oh. You really don't understand. That's really not good enough. I ordered that kitchen about 3 weeks ago. Right. Okay, I can wait a week. I can't really, but I will. Fine. So when will that? So what? 5-6 days from here, and that'll be everything, yeah. Okay, fine. I'll just have to rebook the carpenter for then. But I just want it noted. I'm really furious because this project has got a finish date, and that is just going to hold everything up because the kitchen's the last thing that's going in. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Keeping a development on a schedule takes an incredible amount of organisation and more than a little luck. You have to drive the development forward rather than let it drive you. Kim was offered the kitchen weeks ago, but now when she really needs it, it's nowhere to be seen. So while she's waiting for it, I've decided to try and help her get a step ahead. Kim's only got £150 set aside to dress the property, so I've come with her to a local auction. On that sort of money, it's not going to be easy, but if you're selective, there are bargains to be had.
What kind of things were you thinking about buying?
I need a bed.
Right.
Well, a double bed. I could do with a table and chairs actually just put in the dining room.
And this is to stage the house, isn't it?
Yeah.
You want to stage it. So,
Yeah,
so
just to live
it
in.
suggests to people how they can live in it.
Mhm.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So you want cheap furniture that you can kind of make look nice.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I could cover a sofa like that.
It's hideous, Kim.
Yes, it is. But with some calico covers, it'll look fine.
No, it won't.
Really?
No, it's a horrible shape. And I forbid you from buying it.
Okay.
So, moving on.
Okay, so we'll start off with lot number 1.
Buying at auction can be a great way of getting cheap furniture and fittings to dress your house, but you do have to be careful. Do your homework, arrive early and scout out the lots to make sure there's something worth staying for. Just because it's cheap doesn't mean it's a good buy. You want your property to stand out for the right reasons. Set your limit and don't be tempted to bid more. And do remember that to actually buy something, you need to bid for it first.
£14. That's all this time it's gonna go. Yes, it's gone. Hooray! Are you ready for it now? 229 is a very large Pooh Bear.
It's now week 13 of what was supposed to be an 8-week project, and none of it has come easily. The kitchen has finally arrived, and after 5 more days waiting, Kim's only just discovered that she's had the gas pipes put in the wrong place.
Why can't we just leave the units without them?
That corner, please. Got to come to the edge of there, so your door closes against it.
Oh, I see.
So you've got to get that gas pipe moved to there, to the centre, before we can fit these units.
Will it be done by Wednesday?
Yeah.
Thursday?
Well, if you get the gas pipe done.
I need to call the plumber. It's just a quick call because we have got a problem with this gas pipe in the kitchen. I just wondered whether you can give me a call back and I can get you to move it.
Yeah.
To make matters worse, the wall units were meant to be fixed to plywood behind the plaster. That's if Kim can remember where she put it.
So I'm hoping you've got the play in the right place.
So am I.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to have to cut the plasterboard out to get play in.
You are joking, aren't you?
No, I'm not. Because I've got nothing to fix the units to.
Well,
Yeah?
okay, hang on. Let me just think about this.
Can you remember the height you put the play?
Yes, I can, but I
Can you-
know that it's not going to be in the
No,
right place.
no.
I know it's not going to be.
No, it's not. The play's down there.
Oh, at least we'll know how many tiles we have.
Yeah, you're not high enough.
Well, how about that one? Is it all right?
They're low, aren't they?
Ah, they're fine.
Yes, sir.
Hello? Oh, hi, Chris. How are you? Just want to see whether you can work on Monday. Wednesday? Tuesday?
To get things moving, Kim and Russell decide to move the cupboards instead.
Just go to the end there.
Right. Well, that'll be right then.
No, well, you're still not getting it, because your hob is central, yeah?
Yeah.
So your corner of your hobs is still going to catch this. If someone leaves a flame alight, take a pan off and walk away and they leave the gas on, the corner of that unit is going to get burnt. Even though, because it's not... They're going to get burnt, aren't they?
I don't care if I get burned. Fingers crossed, it should all be ready to go on the market at the end of next week. It's about a week away. but so all I've got to do now is the kitchen's being fitted at the moment.
Oh, okay.
walls painted, woodwork glossed, flooring down, that'd be it. Oh, and garden done. But in a week, throw enough people at it, it should be all right.
She needs to get a bit of organising in the next week if she's not going to do it.
But with the first viewings looming, will this ever get done?
Probably the hardest week, actually, because it's actually been quite stressful. And we've had some really late nights.
Kim Maoate is weeks off schedule, thousands of pounds off budget, and her first viewings are in less than a week. But whatever Kim lacks in experience, she makes up for in sheer drive and determination. And true to her word, she calls in help to get the property finished.
It's probably the hardest week, actually, this sort of last one, because of, having to sort of pull everything together and get all the painting done and everything has actually been quite stressful. And we've had some really late nights, but I've had quite a few guys helping me, which has been brilliant.
After 14 weeks, very, very hard work, the builders are out, the carpet's going down, and the property is ready to show. Just about. I'm so impressed that you've got this all finished. It looks fantastic. The only thing I would say is your woodwork preparation is not brilliant.
No, that's a nice way of putting it.
When you decorate, you should spend 80% of the time preparing and 20% of the time painting. And I don't think you've done that.
We probably should have spent more time sanding, like you say.
So you have spent some time
completely honest, we didn't really sand, we rubbed down. That's a better way of putting it.
What with a duster? Kim was so desperate to get the house finished, she let herself down with the detail. But overall, the feel is calm and homely, and I think it will appeal to all her markets. At the back, the old kitchen in the lean-to's gone and been replaced with a patio. But again, I think this lacks any sort of real finish. The new kitchen is simple, modern, with clean lines. And although Kim did get it finished on time, she had to make compromises over the design, which I think are a bit of a shame. It's much more pleasing to the eye to have as much symmetry as possible in a house.
Right.
The oven here would have been better, really, to have shifted slightly to the left.
And be in the middle.
And then you have even units either side, even units either side above, and then the corner unit, which it just is nicer to see.
Sure.
Getting the most out of any property involves meticulous planning and organisation. Because Kim struggled to keep on top of everything going wrong, some things just went out of the window. But it has been a very tough development, and she's transformed the place from a tired, unmodernised house into a modern 3-bedroomed home. With a development, you always want to try and fit a double bed into a bedroom if it'll fit, because it's a much easier leap to go from double bedroom to single bedroom if you only want a single bedroom than it is from single bedroom to double bedroom. Mm-hmm. And here there's plenty of room for a double bed.
Yeah, you're right.
In order to maximise her profits, Kim had to keep 3 bedrooms and move the bathroom upstairs. In the end, she did it by splitting the master bedroom at the front, which was a good compromise. This is such a successful division of these rooms, because actually it's a really good-sized bathroom. It doesn't feel like you shoehorned it in.
No, it doesn't actually.
And really, you'd never know it wasn't original. This is really, really brilliant. Well done. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Considering how little experience Kim had and how many things have gone wrong, I think it's a tribute to her that she's got this finished at all. But it took 14 weeks instead of 8, and it hasn't been cheap. Kim made a saving on her kitchen by spending £1,050, but £550 for the bathroom has risen to £640. £130 for the garden is now £455. Kim only had £150 for the rewiring, which cost £1,000, and decorating soared to almost £2,000. Kim hadn't budgeted for a plumber, so £700 for the fittings ended up costing just over £2,000. The plastering pushed the building costs from just over £6,000 to £9,575. Kim had nothing in her budget for her B&B, which cost her just over £1,300. Taking Kim's total spend from £11,500 to £18,000 plus fees. If she sells for £52,000, after fees of approximately £2,100, it will mean she will walk away with about £4,400 profit before tax. But Kim's hoping for more.
Now that the house is finished, I think then it's worth £59,000. I think it should go for that. I actually need £59,000 to justify this in my own mind. With that, I think I'll walk out with about 10 grand of profit after all of the fees and what I've spent on the project.
But what will the estate agents make of Kim's 3.5 months of hard work?
The only thing I would have changed would probably have had the radiator situated on the wall underneath the window there. Then I could have utilised this space then for an appliance.
Ceiling could have been finished a little better.
I don't believe there's been much thought put into the design of the room.
This room would be very useful for the elderly and the young family because you've got the toilet, you've got the sink unit, and you've got the washing machine point.
The obvious thing that springs to mind is getting past the washing machine if they're in a rush to route the room.
It's good to see that she's kept 3 bedrooms, yet gained a first floor bathroom.
Yeah, I think this is absolutely superb.
The market is very good, and hopefully you would gain a sale very quickly if things were finished off.
The finishing touches have let the vendor down at the last hurdle. Perhaps the paint jobs could have been a little bit better.
In general, I think Kim has made a success of the conversion of this property.
But will they think it's worth the £59,000 she wants?
My valuation for this property is £57,000.
We've successfully marketed this at £61,000.
I would put this property in the market for £61,150.
I think this is great news, but is it enough for Kim?
Now, we've had 3 estate agents round and they valued it at £57,000, £61,000 and £61,950. Are you pleased with that?
I am, yeah. I am pleased with that. I kind of need that kind of figure, I'll be honest. That'll justify why I've spent all these months down here.
If Kim can get this, it will certainly make her a decent profit even after her overspending. But most of that money is down to the rising market in South Wales and not the 14 weeks of very hard work, living 170 miles from home. Now all she has to do is sell it.
It's really nice and all done. And bright, spotlight. This would have been better with just 1 big bedroom, rather than split into bathroom, bedroom. But that's the thing today, isn't it? Ensuite, so it's like an ensuite, really. What's that?
That's a little stain, probably from a leak.
I really like the kitchen. It's got plenty of cupboard space and a nice new hob. Lovely floor. It's light and airy and straight out to the back double glazed door. It's excellent.
It needs a bit updating, a little bit. But other than that, I think I'm going to put in an offer.
The house has been on the market for about sort of half a day at the most, and I've actually already had an offer. I've accepted it. It's at the asking price of £62,000, and I'm over the moon. It's really made it all worthwhile.
With £13,000 cash in hand, Kim decided to plough it into her next development and stick to the market she knew best. 6 months after Kim first bought in Wales, the market was still moving extremely fast. Kim was in the right place at the right time, looking for her next property. And she set out with a lot more confidence.
There wasn't really a lot that I wasn't willing to take on, although I was just a little bit more conscious of the running costs of a project.
But this time, Kim decided to try to double her profits and halve her schedule by taking on 2 developments at the same time. The first, a 3-bedroom terraced house in Skewen, a town close to Neath, that she bought for £55,000. And the second, a semi-detached 4-bedroom property also in Skewen. Kim bought this for £61,000. In true Kim fashion, she's stretching herself to the limit again, both emotionally and financially. And she won't necessarily make the economies of scale she's hoping for. She will now have to juggle a total renovation budget of £45,000. And she will have to support 2 mortgages. The only good thing is that she'll be able to use some of the lessons and even some of the people from development number 1, who have helped her progress as a developer.
Well, she's got a bit more knowledge now than she did have when she started, because obviously she's had me coaching her and teaching her a few things that she didn't know.
On development number 1, Kim wanted to do lots of the work herself, but this time round she sees herself much more as a project manager.
The reason I haven't done as much work myself is because I probably haven't been afraid to spend the money to get people in to do stuff that really they're experienced at. It doesn't really sort of save you much money in the long run, I think, sometimes when you do it yourself.
And thanks to a great team, a rising market and a lot of hard graft, Kim sold development number 2 for £110,000, walking away with a fantastic 24% return. And just as she put the finishing touches on development number 3, I went along to have a look.
Hi, how are you? I'm good, thank you.
Good to see you. Your 3rd house.
Yes.
You're so clever.
Really? Mad?
Which is it?
Very mad.
I think so. Let's have a look.
Yeah, come in.
In 7 months, Kim and her team have turned this property around. It has a simple modern kitchen, a double reception room, and 3 impressive bedrooms.
Oh, this looks fantastic. Great.
I'm very proud of this room.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. This looks really, really good. Are you enjoying it? I mean, this is you should justifiably be proud of this. Looks fantastic.
I'm probably there've been sort of moments, but this is when I've kind of really enjoyed it when I put the furniture and I thought, wow.
So how much did you buy it for this?
61,000.
Right, and how much was your budget initially?
Initially it was about 20,000.
What did you end up spending?
Well, with fees, I spent about 42. So I'm still making huge mistakes.
How did you get it so long? I mean, you're still learning, obviously.
I bought this one at exactly the same time as my second property, so that didn't help.
Just managing one development can be a full-time job, so I'm not surprised that Kim lost control of her budget. But she hopes to sell for £162,000, which will still give her a profit of £59,000. Meaning she will walk away with a £77,000 gross profit from 2 developments.
But you're still commuting down to Wales. You must find that hard because your family and friends and husband are all back in High Wycombe and you're down in Wales.
It's been really hard, but the thing is, because I'm down here on my own, I can get a lot of work done while I'm here, so it makes it kind of more concentrated. But and also the money at the end of the day is kind of what keeps me here as well. You know, sometimes you have to make sacrifices if you're going to make a decent salary.
So you're lonely, but it's financially worth it.
Yes. So I'll just be really sad and one day really rich, but on my own.
Sad, lonely, rich person.
Great.
It's that sort of attitude that is already making Kim a successful developer, and she's got a few more tricks up her sleeve.
Oh, I recognise this kitchen.
Yes, it's the same one. Well, no points for creativity.
No, I can understand doing that, why you do that, because when you are developing and you've got lots of sites running, you come across a product that works and you use it a few times until you get sick of it and find something else.
I think you're right, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm probably nearly sick of it now. I've had a few white doors delivered.
But the back of the house is less straightforward. There's a corridor leading from the kitchen into a utility room with a loo and a large shower.
It's a big shower, isn't it?
It is.
Which is lovely.
Yeah.
But it's also quite a lot of area here and here.
Yeah.
That doesn't really seem to
It doesn't work
kinda
very
do
well at all. Yeah.
No.
No.
I mean, it's very luxurious having the space, but I just wonder if you'd moved the loo to over here so that the shower and the loo were together in this space, you'd then have all the rest of the space as one room, which would mean that you could use it for lots of any purpose you wanted.
Upstairs, Kim has done a great job with the 3 main bedrooms. The neutral colours and dressing will appeal to the broadest market, but there's one room that's not quite right.
So what's this room being marketed as?
Well, on the agent's details, it's either a nursery or a study, because it's not really big enough to use as a bedroom.
Why is the boiler there? Why didn't you put it in the kitchen or around the corner?
It couldn't go in the kitchen because of the way the kitchen's, but you're right, actually, it probably could have been moved into the corner. It was actually, the old boiler was taken away, that was put in its place. Right. I didn't really think about it like I should have.
Yeah, because I think if you moved it, you could get rid of that cupboard and then you'd have enough room for a single bed in here.
Yeah.
Although Kim has made some serious mistakes with her layout, the house does look great. And from the disasters she had with her first property, she's come a long way and has built up a head of steam as a property developer.
When you were a child, you read a book called How to Make $1 Million from Property. Are you well on your way now?
I can't say I'm well on my way, but I think I'm making progress, and I think I know where I'm going now, because I think I spent my first year and it was really hard. I didn't really make a whole lot of money, and sort of in the last 6 months haven't really either, but it's taken me all of that time to build the projects up, get them on the market, and then sort of start buying the sort of next year or 2 years projects, and that takes a lot of time, a lot of searching.
I've got to say, I think the first development that you did, you were quite lucky to get away with the finish that you had, because it wasn't that great.
It's awful.
Do you think it's harder than you expected?
No, not really. I mean, I thought it was going to be difficult anyway, but I just had no concept of how difficult or what was going to be difficult.
So what's next?
I've just exchanged on 2 cottages. They're on 2 acres. We've got a little barn in the grounds as well, which I'm hoping to get planning permission on. And it's to turn it into a 4-bed detached executive style home.
With these properties, Kim is sticking to South Wales. I think it's a great idea to get to know a market well, and if it's still rising, make the most of it. And her property empire doesn't stop there. She's also bought a rundown terraced house in Briton Ferry, just down the road from Neath. And closer to home, she's developing a 3-bed semi in High Wycombe. You can't say she isn't hungry for success.
What really keeps you going? Is it the cash, or do you actually enjoy it?
I enjoy making the cash. so yeah, it's the money. It's the fact that you can turn something into money, which really excites me.
I'd say Kim's a real success story. She knows her market and does her research, and if she carries on developing, I think there's a good chance she'll make some serious money.
Next week, I'm catching up with Laura Sexton and Liz Rivers in Maidstone. 3 years ago, they wanted to give up their jobs as window dressers and develop full-time, but they didn't get off to a very good start.
You went to an auction to buy a house that you hadn't seen and you hadn't had a survey done.
Yeah.
That's right.
You're off your rockers.